Hi. In the first video on when to retire, I talked about my experience and what you can now do to identify your best financial moves so you can retire and figure out when the best time is for you to retire. There are some situations that need to be addressed a little differently, and that's what I'm going to do in this video. One of them is if you become single, either from a divorce or from the loss of your spouse. The second, if you're laid off. And the third, if you just can't see a future in your career. So let's look at the first one, becoming newly single. With the extra emotional processing that's needed to handle being widowed or divorced, now's not the right time to retire. While it might seem like the perfect time so you can curl up and lick your wounds, that's not the best course. It's a time to continue the routines of your life that keep you grounded. And as with any other situation where you're seriously looking at whether you can or can't or should retire now or wait a while, taking stock of your finances is very important. Sitting down and taking the time to check in on all your assets and your income may not be at the top of what you enjoy doing, but it's so worthwhile, and the few hours you spend will pay off many times over. Did you always leave finances to your spouse? While that might mean it all seems a bit overwhelming to you, now is the time to jump in and learn all about it. What money have you got coming in? What does it cost you to live each month? Where are your investments? What assets do you have? It's now up to you. Let's look at the second scenario of being laid off. It would seem to be a natural time to call it a day and retire. And, if you've previously done all the work to identify your current and future financial situation and know that you're covered, then great. This might indeed be the perfect time for you to break out the bubbly and say, I am retired. I had a colleague who was one of several people who were laid off, and as she was offered a good severance package, and it was only a year or two earlier than she had thought of retiring anyway, she said a big thank you, and off she went to enjoy her vibrant years. Not everyone's in this place, however. Another colleague was laid off a couple of years earlier than she intended to and had planned for retiring, and it shook her to her roots. She was not sure she could get hired at her age, and so instead of looking for a job, she started a business, and any business takes a while. And she had a double load, working through her emotions about letting go and having to figure out what to do as far as making a living and whether she would be able to meet her daily living expenses. Knowing where you are financially and creating some future scenarios is a smart strategy for anyone, because none of us know what's going to happen tomorrow. So being prepared for different circumstances can reduce the stress enormously if something unexpected does in fact happen. In the third instance, if your career is looking less and less stable, and the possibility of your company downsizing or your position being eliminated is a specter on the horizon, then again, I urge you to get your financial ducks in a row. Knowledge is power. And although there are still many women who want to leave finances up to their spouses, it's just not a good idea. If you're thinking you'll just get a financial advisor and be done with it, and you'll be fine. But you'll find out that you still have to do the work. They can't do that initial legwork for you. Once you know where you stand, then you can, and it is a smart move, to seek the help of a wealth manager or some other financial advisor. If you're really not sure you can do this, if you're overwhelmed at just the thought of doing the financial research and figuring out where you stand now and what the future scenarios would be, then schedule a time with me to have a call. And let's set a plan to help you eat this turkey one bite at a time. Till the next time.